Fuck it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the North Carolina Tar Heels Live podcast. I am one of your hosts with the most, the captain of the Hooligan Express himself, Tornado McCray, known across the skies of the internet. And that right there, that gentleman right there is my co-host. But he's also sometimes the bane of my existence. Telling your name, tell the people where you're from and what you do, bro.
Yo, what's good? What's happening? How you living? It's your boy Ricebox26 coming at you again with another North Carolina Live. With your boy Tornado McCray, captain of the Hooligan Express, and me.
Hey.
Just that dude.
We gonna get you a fandom. We go the rice field. Rice field may be it.
Maybe we'll see it. We'll do the rice.
But guys, before we get into this, just let y'all know this podcast is available on all social media platforms: YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. We're working all that out. But if you want these in those mediums, be sure to check us out there. Also, we are here every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, man. Every Tuesday at 9. So grab your dinner, grab your drink, come here, relax, and just, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Do what we do, man. But we're going to get into the docket for today. Got a few things and got some things from last week's episode that we didn't get into. Wouldn't you say, bro?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there's a couple of things we didn't talk about. That's stuff that, and the good thing is, it wasn't something that we just couldn't put off a week.
Right. That was the thing. That was the good part. It was like, it wasn't something that's just like, hey, yo, if y'all don't talk about it, it's kind of dead in the water. It's like, nah, we can save that for next week if we need to.
Did that. We could have put that, stored it away for a little bit, brought it back. It's here.
Side note, if I have to get up in like 20, 25 minutes or so, it's because I got hot dogs on the stove. I'm just letting you know, can't burn the house down. I got hot dogs on the stove. They on low heat. They on low to medium heat.
So you waited till literal minute before.
I was building this whole docket. I was helping build this docket the same way you were. And by the time it would have fit, and by the time I finished, because I was hoping to have been done by 8, but that wasn't the case. That's honestly it. That's honestly it. I was hoping to have been done. And so, and I know us. We probably gonna go over time just like we're doing this right now. But that means we're gonna be finished by what? 10:15, 10:30? Then I gotta wait another 20 minutes or so to get the hot dogs, so it'd be 11 o'clock at night. Like, come on now. Don't judge me. That. It ain't gonna take me long to get them done. But I'm just saying, you can hold it down.
I'll be straight. Ain't worry about it.
But guys, we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes and everything in between, the side dishes and all that, because the first thing that has popped up is the UNC revenue share plan has actually finally been released, and quite extensive. Wouldn't you say so, my boy?
It's a lot of numbers.
So UNC, as everybody knows, UNC will be receiving $20.5 million in revenue share this upcoming year. It will actually go into effect July 1st, next week, right? Next week, this weekend?
Yep, next Tuesday.
Go into effect. Oh, yeah. No, our next podcast, we will go into effect. Hey, yo, UNC. I mean, $1 wouldn't hurt. $1 wouldn't hurt over here, bro. But they have said that majority will be paid to student athletes on football and men's basketball, with women's basketball, baseball, and baseball players receiving some of that share revenue. And that revenue share number will increase by 4% each year to which they'll evaluate the division of all funds annually. So that's kind of good. And then I do like the fact that because there is no limit on scholarships, UNC has increased their allotment of scholarships from 338 to 532 across all 28 of their sports. So to me, that sounds like a lot more people and a lot more athletes are actually about to be on scholarship, which, hey, man, college expensive nowadays. So if you getting a scholarship for doing curling at UNC, shoot, by all means, get your money, bro. I ain't going to be mad at you. And then lastly, all students will continue to get like benefits from NILs, and obviously anything more than $600 that it's got to be reviewed. So those are a couple things I know about, and I think it's pretty cool. I know you put some extra info in here. Tell me about it, my boy.
I did. So basically, what's going on is the board of trustees is trying to find ways to actually increase both the student and the fan experience. So what they're thinking of doing, the proposal so far is potential beer garden and schools funded or schools sanctioned student tailgates. That if the permits and all that go through like they're supposed to, they're actually going to expand from just the one main tower that they normally do them at to a couple of other locations. I think it was like Postals, like Pacific South, stuff like that. So it's going to be some actually multiple plots for student tailgates. This will be one of the first few times in school history they've actually done school sanctioned student tailgating. So what they're hoping is what it would do was drive at least the extra 3,000 students onto the campus on game days is what they're hoping.
School promoted drinking. Crazy.
Not school promoted drinking.
What else is a beer garden for?
Fellowship.
Bruh, hold up.
NANI?
You just mad. You ain't thinking.
This man said school promoted fellowship at a beer garden.
School sanctioned fellowship among your peers and colleagues and alumnus. Yep, I said it.
Straight to
Hit them with the. Then on top of that, they're also thinking of bringing in a commercial sponsor that would actually deal with the naming rights of the school.
Uh-oh, you got to fly. You got to fly in there.
It's all right. Done now, though. So
the Bud Light Keenan Stadium. Orange Crush Keenan Stadium.
So what they've done is partner with Independent Sports and Entertainment, or ISC, in regards to the naming rights. According to Rick Barracat, he said the Keenan name will remain on the stadium under the proposal, but a commercial brand would be brought in around that name. And they're also looking to be pretty creative with it. Of course, we need to preserve the Keenan name within the stadium identification, and we're going to work the best way with the family. So what some people may or may not know, depending on what's going on, the plaque, so the Keenan name right now is not the same Keenan name that it was originally set to represent. So what it was originally, so
hey, I'm what? I might be that. I'm gonna be that.
So originally it was in honor of William Rand Keenan Sr. until about 2018, where they changed it in to recognize his son, William Rand Keenan Jr., because they found out, and what's real funny about this, because I've told you about this thing a couple years ago. So what they found out was William Rand Keenan Sr. was a captain during the 1868 Wilmington riots, or the Wilmington Massacre. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I don't know about that one.
Like, oh wow, you about to tell ghost stories.
Will be. But yeah, nah. So basically, William Ransiner was a captain during the Wilmington race riots or race massacre, is what happened. And they were like, yeah, after talking with the family about it, everybody was like, yeah, nah, we don't want that. So
So sorry,
we're gonna
Bookie.
change.
We're gonna put it for Junior.
Yeah, we're gonna change the nameplate on the stadium to junior and not senior because senior had some problems with a certain demographic. So now they're basically looking at different commercial sponsors to see who's going to put up the money because they saw that North Carolina State was doing the same thing with their stadium. So they're going to see what the update is on that. They're trying to get it done before the
I
season
re-
kicks off, but we'll see what
I
happens.
respect them for doing the name change and acknowledging that history. And I wish a lot of places would really, rather than trying to be like, oh, it's heritage. It's like, all right, bro, but you're a higher institution that wants to represent all these kids and all these encompassing like individuals that make up the great school that you are.
Right.
Let's not have a place that's dedicated to a person that would not have accepted them. You know what I mean?
And that's really it because at the end of the day, the whole thing I said they made the nameplate change. Then now they're looking into adding a commercial sponsor, which like I said, I don't think they've done which they've never done. So it's something new, and they're doing it basically to try to bring in some extra money. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see who they choose come over the next couple of weeks to months, and see what happens with it.
I mean, I think I'm betting because it's the Carolinas. I'm betting on the soda company. If I'm being real,
I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll be like
I would bet money it's gonna be like Pepsi or anything like that.
because it's either gonna be a drink company or a bank. It's almost always a bank.
As long as it ain't as long as it ain't Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
As long as it ain't Wells Fargo,
Uh,
if it's Wells Fargo, they might be losing some money off rip.
listen, something.
They might be losing some money off rip. But guys, we're gonna pick it up and we're gonna sit here because even though we're gonna probably redo this later, closer towards the season when things get more solidified. But man, let's talk about some ACC predictions. Let's go ahead. This is gonna be our midsummer predictions, and then we're gonna do like our week one. Like, all right, these are our serious predictions heading into the season. You ready?
Let's go with it. Let's get it.
All right, bro. So looking at last season, looking at last season. You know what, people's I'll show y'all too because y'all deserve to see it as well. Y'all might not be able to see it because the print be small, but come to the stage. There it is. All right, cool. All right. So if y'all can see here, North Carolina, we down here, bruh. We finished 3-5, and I got Clemson highlighted because they won the ACC championship. So it's like that's the team you want to beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, between SMU, Clemson, and Miami, those are the teams to beat. Because I don't know what Syracuse is going to look like out of their quarterbacks go.
So when I look at this, conference wise, we 3-5, but I don't know. I'm looking at Duke. It's always F Duke, disrespectfully. Virginia Tech, Boston College, Pittsburgh. I think we'll be better than them next year. And like, if I'm making a prediction, looking at the record, if we got 8 games, I think that Bill Belichick in his first year, he actually can go 5-3. I think he can go 5-3 in the ACC. I don't know if he has the talent to pull off a SMU 8-0, but I do have a good enough feeling that because teams don't know how to coaches don't know how to coach against him, he can catch a lot of coaches off guard.
Yeah, I can believe that, and I'm also going to go with the realistic 5-3 because I can see come ACC ball time, we'll probably drop that one to Clemson. I can see us beating California. I can see us beating Virginia. Depending on, well, I can see us beating Cal. We might drop Virginia. We might drop Syracuse, depending on what Syracuse's quarterback situation looks like going by midseason. I can see us beating Stanford, and I can see us winning. I think I can see us winning a 4-0 run to finish the season out.
Only reason I think we lose to Syracuse, it is the most superstitious, unjustified, unlogical reason. And you know me, I'm a pretty logical person, or I like things logic based more times than not. It's Halloween. Yeah. It's Halloween. That's it. Halloween on the road does not bode well. Halloween on the road does not bode well.
Like the winner's gonna go to whoever has the less hard jerseys at that point. Whoever comes out with the least Halloweeny uniform.
Here's the bad part. And it's on a Friday.
Ew.
It's on a Friday night, bro. Nah, that don't bode well, bro. That's not gonna go well. You can't sit there and tell me you feel comfortable. We gonna be on a cruise, bro. We gonna be on a cruise.
Of course, I'm gonna feel comfortable. I'm gonna be on a cruise. I'm gonna be more comfortable than I've ever been. I'm not even worried about it. Hey. You can worry about it. You can put that energy out. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it.
What you gonna get?
I'm not putting energy out.
So you're gonna have the Mai Tai and the lay on while we on the cruise? Just have Mai
Tai, absolutely not. Sex on the beach, probably. I don't like coconut.
Oh, that was in a Mai Tai? I've never had one.
Yeah, coconut's in Mai Tai. I don't like coconut.
Ew, never mind then. Take that back. Give me my Moscow Mule. Let me take it back. Give me my Moscow Mule. Let me go, bro. Like, take this back. I don't want that.
Give me the Roman, the Grecian horse. Give me the Trojan horse.
Hey, give me the Egyptian camel. Like, what is that? Like,
but because like I said, at the end of the season, I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly confident they can go on a 4-0 run to finish the season out. I feel like I'm confident that we can beat Stanford at home, beat Wake Forest in Wake Forest, beat Duke at home, and beat North Carolina State and North Carolina State.
North Carolina State is going to be the hardest one.
They're going to be the hardest one in that 4-game stretch, absolutely.
North Carolina State is going to be the hardest one. I would say, depending on how Clemson's roster is looking, I would be realistic to think that, hey, we probably going to drop that one.
Like Cal, I'm pretty sure we'll drop the Cal, one just because they just find ways to win games.
Honestly, wait. Sheesh. The California game's a Friday night game too. Now that's unfair. I don't like that. You got us playing at 10:30 at night on a Friday and we got to fly out there?
I mean, technically, remember, it's like 7:30 over there, but still. It's just broadcasting at 10:30 over here. Remember how weird. I said it? Remember I said it before with the Pac-12 stuff. You ain't believe me. Now you upset. You see what I mean? I said it. It's come full circle now. It's come full
You're
circle
not right.
Now.
You're not right. I'm not agreeing with you.
It's come full circle now.
I'm not agreeing with you. I'm not agreeing with you.
As soon as you saw it, you knew.
I'm not agreeing with you. I'm not agreeing with you.
Pac-12, you knew it.
Nope.
In your soul and your heart of hearts.
No. The Pac-12 can come back.
You know it to be true.
The Pac-12 can come back.
You feel it.
The Pac-12 can come back. They had great games. They had great games. Had great chemistry. It was always at a great time.
I'm waiting. And don't say any USC game or during the Reggie Bush years.
I mean, Oregon and Cal was great. You had like whatchamacallit? Not was it No, that wasn't Tavon. Deshaun Jackson at Cal was great.
Deshaun was a show
Oh!
when he fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line on multiple.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Because that is if anybody brings up most of his highlights, those are normally top 2 highlights because he did it twice.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Then,
It only
and
happened.
he did it again in the pros.
Why are you bringing up old stuff, bro? Like that didn't happen. That's a figment of your imagination. It never happened.
We ain't
It
have
never
AI like that back then. Don't try it.
What you mean?
AI wasn't as sophisticated
What you
back then.
mean? What you mean?
Mhm.
According to the grandmothers on Reddit, AI been around since 1945.
Grandmama?
I don't know. There was some old lady that was on Reddit.
Talking about Vince McMahon's wife. She don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, the stray at Linda McMahon is a wild.
Stray.
That man said stray. No, that was intended. That was intended target practice.
I was taking aim. Ain't this?
He said, "We gonna load this up real quick."
But nah, so looking at it overall, because especially since Boston lost their starting quarterback, because he's at Florida State now.
Ooh.
So what I see happening, based off of what we got going into the next season, I would say top 5 teams is, and I'm gonna go in order of what I think the records are gonna be. I got Clemson,
Mhm.
Miami,
Mhm.
Georgia Tech,
Mm.
North Carolina,
Okay.
and I think Florida State makes a comeback.
You think Florida State that went 1-7 in the conference comes back and it has one of the top 5 records in
I'll give them top 7, but I think Florida State makes a comeback.
NANI?
Wow. All right, sir. And then not only that, you're saying Florida State will have a better record than SMU? That's crazy. That's
Yep,
crazy.
I think SMU. I think what's going to happen with SMU is more teams are going to catch on to what SMU has going on, and they're going to. And I don't think they'll be out of top 5. I don't think they'll be out of top 6. I think for SMU will be 6, right behind Florida State, if not the other way around.
Okay.
Because SMU still going to be SMU still going to be top half of the conference for sure. No doubts about it. But I don't think they're going to be top dog like they were this year, because one, I think a lot of teams weren't really prepared for what they had and what their team was set up with. But now that they've had a season with them, because you know how it always goes with like rookie quarterbacks coming in, brand new teams coming in places. When you have something that nobody's seen yet, it makes it a little easier to win these games. But now that they've seen you, it's up to you to either improve on it and make sure that this continues to work, or teams figure you out and now you got to struggle.
Yeah,
you got to figure out.
If I have to pick a top 5, Oh, all right. I probably got to be inclined to agree with you. Clemson's probably this is a make or break year for Clemson. If Clemson doesn't have the top record in the ACC, they are about to go into the dark, back into the dark years. I think this will be the start to the end of the Dabo Swinney era.
I think if they're not at least a position to play in the ACC championship, then I can see that starting to be okay. Do we want to keep Dabo, or do we think Dabo's stagnant ways of not wanting to go into the portal are hurting us more than it's helping?
So I'll say Clemson, because they've just been that dominant in the ACC over the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Clemson probably gonna have the best record, or at least one of the best. I'll follow that up with. I'm actually gonna go Virginia Tech. I'm gonna go Virginia Tech. North
And that's not
Carolina.
a bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Virginia Tech, North Carolina. I'm gonna keep SMU there. I think they get another good run because I think people, like you said, people are definitely going to have an eye on them. But I think SMU is going to take that next step and be like, oh yeah, even if y'all watch us, you can't stop us. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Mhm.
they're gonna lose more games because teams have more film on them, but they're still gonna be a really good, probably 8 overall win team. You know what I mean?
True.
So I said Clemson, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, SMU, and you know what? I'll take that bet with you on Georgia Tech. I'll take that bet with you on Georgia Tech.
Because I think because I don't think that
And
quarterback. I don't think he went to the draft. I think he's
nah.
there for another season.
Plus they got away. Plus they got away from it's finally been years since they got away from the triple option where I'm going into a season and I know Georgia Tech's not running that anymore. But I'm
True.
gonna also say this, and I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna shock you. I think Miami might end up having one of the worst records in the conference.
You think so? You think Carson Beck's gonna?
I think Carson got too much going on down there. He ain't gonna be focused. They ain't gonna be ready. Then they're gonna lose some games just off some craziness. And I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be one of those seasons where their record doesn't reflect the talent they have. Like their
So
record, their record is going to be like bad. But when you look at the talent and them on paper, you're gonna be like, how are y'all this bad? You know what I mean?
no, that's fair. That's totally fair. Because what did annoy me about Carson Beck last year was the inconsistency. Like he went from somebody that was one of the most consistent quarterbacks you could talk about at the time to wondering what the heck happened. And tell you true, in the spirit of this, I got to think.
Oh wow, we doing the Reagan? Hold up, hold up,
I
hold up.
think we should.
If we doing this, hold up. I gotta go get the hot dogs. That's
I think we should. Go ahead and turn that off because that way, so I can get rid of that. Oh, there we go. Thing has 18 images in it. That's crazy. That's still one of the wildest things I've seen. Is there's so many teams in the ACC for what reason? And to be honest, Notre Dame shouldn't even really be in here. They're an independent. They don't even really need to be here. Because if you're gonna do anybody's rankings at all, Notre Dame it probably end up in everybody's rankings because that's BS to me. Every other team you got is in the ACC. Just do the ACC. Man, to go get his hot dog. Man, what we could do? Let's see. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Take it back now, y'all. Oh Lord. Gotta find it. Where is it at?
All right, people, I'm back. And my co-host did not entertain you. I apologize in advance.
I did for a little bit.
And then you left them there. You got to be constant entertainment to the people. They demand it.
Yeah, I got caught up in the side job.
Oh, God.
Got caught up in the side venture. You know, the ADHD kicked in. But now, okay, so got us a little tier list here. And we're going to see, by your opinion, I'm still upset that Notre Dame is even in here. Shouldn't even be here.
Wait. Oh, you're upset that they aren't there.
No, I'm upset that they are here.
Nah, but you be mad that they don't play in the ACC.
And I'm upset that they're here because they don't play in the ACC. This is an ACC tier list. You don't deserve to be here.
But you said it, but you're mad because you said they need
Straddling
to be
the line. They need to be, but they're not. That's why I'm mad they're here. They need to pick a side.
I was like, I'm compulsive because you want
every other team. Because every other team that they got is in here. But the football team ain't in here. But no, it's just an ACC tier. It's just ACC schools in general. So that's why they're there. So it is what it is. Anyway, going with the football rankings here. So do you want to go from who's the D tier list to the S tier? Or do you want to go from the S tier down to the D tier? Or just work your way through one after the other?
I'm surprised you ain't rename these tiers. Like top dogs, solid, bougie.
I mean, I could. I ain't worried about that.
We'll do it next time.
The bunky.
Straight bunky.
Okay, so Wake Forest. Honestly, it's been one of those teams that you.
I'm gonna be real. Wake Forest football, as unfortunate as it is, you in the D tier to me, dog.
Like I
don't want to be disrespectful. I can put them C, but
I can honestly give them C tier because they're not terrible. They've had good seasons. They have good players. It's just you don't have the record.
Good season.
Yeah, you just never put a full city, like a full record together to be like, yeah, this is what we got.
I'll put them C.
All right, one of your most hated teams, Boston College, because for some reason, Boston College, anytime they play Clemson, just decides, you know what, we gonna show out and show up. We don't have to play nobody else on this list like that, but we'll play that orange like that though.
Hey, listen, Boston College gave me one of the best players in my NFL team of all time, in Luke Kuechly. So
they produce athletes.
I can't hate them too much. I'm gonna give them a B. Just for that alone, I'm gonna be biased. I'm giving them a B.
I was gonna tell you, like, they're not S tier and they're not exactly A, but I could definitely give them a B.
Now, could they be bottom end B? Yes, but because they gave me Luke Kuechly, y'all know how to produce. Y'all know how to produce some athletes. I can't even lie.
I mean, we got more teams. We'll see how it go.
In terms of the SEC, what are we talking about?
In terms of SEC, we're not.
Oh, I mean, not SEC. In terms of the ACC, we know them boys in orange. We know them Orange Tigers.
We already know they better be S tier. We already know they got to be.
Like, if you put them for the ACC alone, if you put Clemson but anything below S, especially in recent memory, you're just hating.
Oh, yeah, they've been one of the most consistent teams in the ACC in recent memory. Like, think about it. They beat Bama in the championship, went back again.
Right.
Like I said, they beat Bama twice in championship.
When's the last time, to this day, We ain't never seen a Nick Saban-led Bama team get dog walked 44-17.
Like, it just ain't happening. So it just ain't. Clemson just automatically has to go up here. Pitt though,
I'm putting Pitt at a C.
like Pitt floats in that B to C depending on who's there.
Pitt's a C.
It's like
great.
They're above Wake Forest.
Yeah, I put them above Wake.
But like, you know, like Pitt is literally relying on what specialties pieces they have that year. Because if they didn't got a deep squad of specialties guys, they're not going to be that great.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like the defense may hold up a little bit, but they're not going to hold up long enough to win you games.
I'm gonna let you push your agenda. I'm gonna let you push your agenda. I'm gonna let you push your agenda with this one.
Like unbiasedly, you're an A team. Biasedly, you're D. Along with Duke.
That man might create hey, go ahead. Listen, if I you know what?
Go out of there.
hey, I was about to say add another tier and just put Duke. Add another tier below D and just put Duke, bro. Like you should be able to do that.
Don't let me.
Yeah, you should. Like if you go click the spinny wheel, there you go. Add a row.
Duke.
and then just put. Oh, you changed it.
That was Duke.
Yep. And then go back and change D. And then put Duke down there.
Well, I'll even respectfully give you your color. There you go. Duke.
There you go. That's where y'all belong. That's where you belong.
And you know what?
Not you making a Notre Dame. Not you making a Notre Dame one. I swear, bro. This man said cheap. Yo.
All right, now back to the 100% ACC teams. SMU.
Oh, SMU.
I'll give them a B right now.
I was about to say they got to do it. They got to do it again.
They got to do it again.
If they do it again, they're above Boston College. But if they do it again, they're an A tier.
Yeah, if they do it again, definitely an A tier. Virginia Tech. I'll also give them a B tier.
I'm giving them a C.
You give them a C?
I'm giving them a C. C plus. That's what I'm giving them.
C plus? Okay, that's fair. C plus is fair to me. Because
they're better than Pitt, especially in recent memory.
And like they've had times where they've been B tier quality, but just have not pushed enough to be getting the A tier yet. Syracuse. I have to give them a B. I'm about to say I have to give them a B. I'm putting them above Boston College still. But yeah, definitely a B because Syracuse, they've shown up recently. I didn't even know Syracuse could be.
Syracuse like be nice like that. They do be nice like that. Like they ain't consistent, but they because Syracuse was the reason why Clemson got into the ACC title game. So yeah.
Yep, man. We got let's see here. Not Syracuse, but Stanford.
Y'all gave me Christian McCaffrey. That puts you better than Pitt.
They're below Pitt.
No.
Just because Christian McCaffrey was a team, like he was when he first got, just because he was the team.
So Andrew Luck wasn't nice.
Just because he was the team,
Andrew Luck wasn't nice.
Andrew Luck was before Christian McCaffrey,
but Andrew Luck wasn't nice either.
In recent memory, name 2 players in recent memory.
Hold up. How you gonna tell me that when Luke Kuechly came along before Christian and we let
Boston
Name me somebody out of Boston College. Name me somebody out of Boston College outside of Luke. If you're gonna do me on that
just got drafted, the defensive end, Ezraku.
Did he get drafted?
Yes.
Wait.
Second round.
I know Stanford got somebody that got drafted.
Who?
I ain't paying attention to him. But I know I saw Stanford. Nah, because I know I saw Stanford.
I know Stanford. Yeah, there's normally always a lineman.
He said who?
It's almost always a lineman. And I'm not going and not knocking Stanford for their linemen. They got good linemen, but they haven't had a good specialties guy since what? I think they might have got a tight end out of there like recently, but I don't know. And then on top of that, like I said, even like series wise, like Stanford was one loss away from being tied with Florida State.
That's different though. Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Old stuff. We were just looking at it 10 minutes ago. Moving on. Miami. I'll give Miami an A based off of last year. I'll give them an A because they've been working back up to what we thought Miami football could be. Now, some of the losses
they are fringe A.
Fringe A. We'll give them a high B.
No, I'll give them A, but they are very fringe. Like right now, like they would be A.
They're bottom A.
If I would say this, if SMU had done this twice in a row, SMU would easily be over them.
And then the other thing is, we got to see how they reload after losing Cam Ward, after losing Restrepo. They lost a couple of key pieces on that offense to the draft this past year. So we have to see what it looks like with Carson Beck and the depth chart. Because we've seen what Carson Beck looks like when he doesn't have a good receiving core.
True.
Louisville.
Since Lamar, I got to give him a D.
Gotta give him a D?
Like,
I think they had a pretty solid season last year.
Have you heard about Louisville like that since Lamar left?
I mean, I heard about Tyler Show.
Like, and that may just be my lack of ball knowledge, watching Louisville.
But I can concede that the D on that ranking there. I can concede that. Yeah, no, that's why I had to add it on that ranking at the end. I had to add extra words.
That is a clip. I hope you know.
Nobody's clipping that. Nobody saw it.
I'm clipping.
Nobody heard it. Florida State. Go ahead and put them in the cheap tier.
Wow.
but
the way they did. Listen, I'm gonna give them. Honestly,
I'm gonna give them a C.
You're giving them C. I was actually thinking a B to an A.
B to an A.
But then again, that is based off more than just last season. I'm basing it off the Jordan Travis year. And then if I'm looking at the history,
because they do have the roster for it.
And it's like,
have the talent for it.
If we're looking at history,
they did not put it together last year at all.
They didn't put it together last year. But if we're looking at the history of Florida State, and truth be told, they are probably the highest beat on here because they are the only other team here that has a national championship since the start of the 20th century.
Now, I'm not even good. So now I'm gonna let you know the reason I'm basing this ranking is not off that far. I'm not going that far back.
The reason why I also said that is because we talked about how Clemson's been dominant. That's the only reason why I started going that far.
Well, we also been saying that because also Clemson's been consistent. Even if we only went the last 2 to 3 years, they've still been consistent.
Yeah, true.
They've consistently been top of the ACC every year, even if we've only been back 2-3 years. So even going back 2 or 3 years, I can give you above SMU for now.
Yeah.
And the only reason why, because just like I said, with the Jordan Travis years, they honestly would have been a whole different team outside of that, got cheated out of the playoffs thing.
Got cheated out of the playoffs, and had Jordan never got hurt, bro,
yeah,
Florida State more than likely would have contended for a title.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then like I said, but last year they just looked lost.
Yeah,
like you could tell. And once again, the DJ move, the Amaliaba move, that was the Uiagalelei, that was a terrible move. He shouldn't have went there. He should have stayed at Oregon State where everything was working out for him. Or if he left, he should have left and followed that offensive coordinator that he had and went with him. Because clearly DJ is a system quarterback, and it showed. I hate it for him, but that's what it was.
Clearly
he was. Georgia Tech.
I'm gonna give him better than Virginia Tech.
I'm gonna give him a B.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna give them above Boston College, but below Syracuse. The reason why, because this Georgia Tech team, the pass game wasn't great. The pass game was
They beat him on
mid at best.
NCAA 25. That's why he had to get them respect.
Nah, I beat them on that. now, once again, they about went into Georgia and beat Georgia, took them to 6 overtime.
Good God.
But like the other thing was, Georgia Tech didn't have like the most powerful passing attack in the league, but they were running with the best of them. Period.
Hey,
that run game was monstrous. Then they had a defense to back it up too.
Now, as long as they don't fall back into their old ways and be like, our run game's monstrous, triple option all the time. No,
I swear to God, they bring that back. I swear they bring the triple option back.
No,
I'm gonna be so mad.
Stop it.
Nobody runs triple option anymore.
It's
Now,
dead.
North Carolina, based off of off of what we know right now and what we haven't seen, I'm gonna put it right between Virginia Tech and Pitt. Based off of what we saw last year to now, and giving a little leeway for the injuries, because Max Johnson probably would have been, if Max would have been able to lead the team for the whole season, we probably would have saw something different.
I'm pushing agendas. S.
Oh, I feel like by the end of the season, we're gonna probably be somewhere around in this little area up in here.
I'm pushing agendas.
Pushing agendas. S tier.
Pushing agendas. S.
Cal.
F.
Cheap tier.
Not cheap.
I don't have an F tier. Put an F tier here though.
Hey, Cal, if I'm being real, honestly, yeah, I'll put him below Louisville. You say hard C?
Below Louisville? I think it's a hard C. Like it's either a barely C.
I'll go low C then.
Low C?
Yeah, I'll go low.
No, I actually yeah, I put them right. I put them right there.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm putting them above Stanford. There we go.
He's like, I don't like your trees.
Not even that. Like, your whole mascot is a tree. Like, if that ain't California, I don't know what to tell you.
Here's the bad part. I think it's after. It's like the Stanford Cardinal. I think they're after a bird. I don't know why they have a tree as a mascot.
I can't remember. I saw a thing. I looked it up one day and I couldn't remember either. Now, Virginia.
Honestly, they're worse than Louisville.
Are they?
To my knowledge and from what I've seen in terms of consistency over like the last year and some change, I think they're worse than Louisville. And even record-wise, they're worse than Louisville from last year.
That is fair. They're better than Cal, though.
Yeah.
Then we got, last but not least, North Carolina State.
A tier. If I'm being completely honest, talent-wise, them boys always got a good to great football team. They just like Miami and Florida State, they don't put a season together consistently enough. But the talent is usually always there.
A tier though? Okay. So this is what we got, folks. This is our tier list for this season.
Somebody gonna crucify me, but I don't care. It is what it is.
Got North Carolina State in A tier. Okay. Like I wouldn't have put them there, but I probably wouldn't put them like just behind Virginia Tech.
Oh.
Or
where would you put them? Because I can meet in the middle.
I probably would have put them either here or like right here.
All right, so a middle spot between Syracuse and Georgia Tech.
Not right there. Yeah, I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, we can put it. So speaking of Stanford, right? So Stanford's athletic team are called the Cardinal, referring to the color cardinal red. The name was officially adopted in 1981, replacing the previous nickname Indians. While Stanford does not have an official mascot, the Stanford tree is a popular unofficial mascot associated with the university. So this ain't even your official mascot? Oh, drop them to D tier. drop them to D tier. Cause
Oh!
what?
Not drop them to D tier.
Drop them to D tier, bro. Cause you ain't about to sit here and tell me, hey, yo, yeah, this tree we got, it ain't our official mascot. It's just there.
All right, so I'm going ahead and clipping this.
All right.
We're gonna come back to this.
It's gonna look bad.
Oh yeah, somebody's.
You know what won't look bad? You want to know the one consistent that's gonna be right? Duke.
Clemson. Duke. Yeah, Duke's gonna be the only constant in this.
Duke. That was fun. I ain't gonna lie, that was fun.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do, like, as the season progresses, we're gonna do more of those.
All right, man. So got a few other things. And so a gentleman named Art Chansky, he's been writing, he had an article and was talking about basically where college sports are at right now. It's kind of an opinionated piece, right?
Mhm.
And just reading a few excerpts from it, he seems to have a real disdain for the NIL landscape and the transfer portal and everything, because he started off kind of just talking about some like, yo, I'll just read it. I'll just read like the few like little paragraphs, right? He says, in every explanation of the House settlement, from revenue sharing to revamped NIL rules to scholarships and roster limits, nowhere can academics be found, because his main point is that athletes don't take academics seriously anymore, right? He's like, and schools aren't incentivized to make them take it serious. So he's like, and with athletes in the Power Four conferences being able to get a piece of that 20.5 mil each school can share, the best APR isn't even a factor. And APR basically, I think it was like, because Matt Brown used to brag about having the highest APR in the ACC, which is like having the smartest kids and student athletes.
Right.
So he goes on, he's like, frankly, it's been a joke since the transfer portal opened and athletes were allowed to move freely from school to school and play as many as 4 years. He's like, for example, Vin Allen Lubin started at Notre Dame, transferred to Vanderbilt, was a Tar Heel last season, and will play for NC State this year. At least Vin Allen Lubin will have a legit GPA and degree from one of those schools. But transfers have come from a potpourri of colleges that include some we've never heard of. Do undergraduate admission officers still look at that? Remember when UNC was supposedly very hard to get into for transfers? Bill Belichick is picking up players from wherever he can. Do their grades from past schools even count anymore? And he continues. He's like, so when you say the $2.8 billion settlement that was approved by a judge recently doesn't have stipulations on what athletes can be paid in revenue share, that means how good they are on fields and courts, and has nothing to do with the classroom. That's why the headlines that forecast college sports never being the same again are true. It is a concept that erases amateurism, which has been the foundation of college athletics for more than 100 years. Who now says that athletes on salary have to go to class? If Carolina tries to enforce academic eligibility, it'll be harder to get the best players out of high school or from the transfer portal. Now, mind you, remember what Cam Newton, that video we said last week, Cam Newton exposed the best way to do this now because they are getting paid.
The Syracuse
is like, you gotta find them.
You have
it's
to
like,
find
all
them.
right.
You have to give them reason to believe that if I don't act right or do what I'm supposed to do, I'm going to lose money.
It's
and
like,
if I'm going to lose money, what was the point of me doing? What's the whole point of me doing this?
And here's the other thing about it, and it comes twofold. If you have a student who doesn't care about being fined, who's like, I'm going to get my money X, Y, and Z. He doesn't care. He wants to go to a school that's more lenient, right? Less restrictive, more lenient. The coaches ain't going to care. You know what's going to happen to that NIL money or the NIL money in that kid? He's going to lose it anyways.
Yeah, because he's not
He's
disciplined.
he's not disciplined in the first place, so he's either gonna blow it or he's not gonna meet the obligations of that company that's giving him the NIL, so they're gonna remove the check. It's gonna bite him in the butt anyways.
Yeah, it's gonna end up being a whole lot of problems regardless, whether he's at a school that's strict on his education or coaches that are strict on him coming and showing up to practices, all that. It's gonna happen regardless. So at the end of the day, like, I get where Chansky's coming from when it comes down to some of these players not taking their education seriously, and I get where he's coming from when you're talking on how the transfer portal has hurt that kind of landscape. But at the end of the day, it still does come down to, yeah, you may have guys that'll be here now and then leave. If you can't instill something in them by the time they leave, what exactly did you do as a coach? Did you just bring them in for the sport itself, or did you bring them in to try to teach them something?
And try to make,
because even then, as a coach, you're still an educator. Because like, as a coach, you're still an educator. Like, yeah, you're not teaching. You may not be teaching them Pythagorean theorem or anything like that, but you're still teaching them how to be men.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I'll remember that to the day I die.
Listen,
but he also was talking about, he ended his little excerpt, and I respect his excerpt because it's a valid opinion that I will see. He does seem like an older gentleman from the biopic he has, and I can see a lot of older individuals having this take. But he's like, athletic departments must come up with money for revenue sharing from their own budgets that will be bursting at the seams. At UNC, $20.5 million is about 10% of the new amount it will take Carolina athletics to operate. Where will it come from? Tickets cost more because a part of each ticket will be called a talent fee. Concession prices are likely to go up along with the cost of everything else sold at the stadium. Scholarships, which 50 years ago were a good exchange for football and basketball participation, are now just more pay to play. Here's my thing. One, inflation been going up regardless before his student athletes getting paid. A football game in 1952 was cheaper than a football game in 1971, was cheaper than a football game in 1989, was cheaper than a football game in 94, was cheaper than a football. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, each year, each previous decade or generation is going up. Like, regardless of whether
you're gonna charge more regardless.
Because let's go look at a ticket stub from 54 to 1999. And that's before students are officially getting paid, because we just see that they just now have been officially allowed to get paid. So your ticket price analogy, I kind of see a hole in that. And then,
oh, bro, remember 89? It was $20 to go see Michael Jackson,
right?
Or like in 82 or something like that. You could pay $20 and go see Michael Jackson perform.
Beyonce general seats start at 600. At 600. Like, I'm not, and that's no Beyonce stands. Don't kill me.
But in 2014, there were 3.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm not saying, so we get it.
And my other thing there is, you're like, 50 years ago, this was a good exchange for football and basketball participation. Now it's more pay to play. My guy, the reason why we're in this situation is because 50 years ago, while the NCAA was making billions, not even 50, 30 years ago, when the NCAA was making billions off the Fab Five, the Fab Five couldn't get a dime. The Fab Five were marketed tooth and nail all throughout Michigan and did not receive a dollar of it. But the NCAA did.
Not just that. You were stripping players of accolades that they rightfully earned for signing autographs. You were stripping them of on-field awards for off-field participation.
Like, if you want to suspend them from the school, suspend them for a game, cool. But it doesn't take the fact that at the end of the day, was he the best player in the nation? Yes.
Like you,
Did
like you
them
strip
getting
Reggie,
$500 make a difference?
you strip Reggie Bush of a Heisman 4 years after the dang near 4 years after the fact for an
That he
autograph
won
he
it.
signed.
4 years after he won it, you telling this man who's in the pros at that point, yo, you got to give your Heisman back.
Yeah.
And what
For
makes it even worse,
I found out I paid a couple of dollars on some autographs.
and what makes it even
On some
worse is
signed
y'all
merchandise?
didn't find the coach who knew. Y'all didn't tell Pete Carroll, hey, yo, you got to give your national championship ring back. You got to give that BCS title back.
Nah, you just stripped this one dude of an award that he rightfully earned. Then when you found out that like Johnny Manziel was doing it, Johnny didn't get stripped or nothing. Johnny still was a Heisman winner.
Johnny kept his and Johnny was open about it too.
Johnny flat out admitted that, yeah, I was out here partying and doing this and doing that. I was getting money. People were paying me for this and that. Yeah.
Even made it into his own little logo, into his own thing.
His own thing. So it's like, y'all, I understand that at the time 50 years ago, it was one thing, but within the last 2 decades, it has been a problem. So yes, pay to play has started to become a thing because you owe them the revenue.
Kids nowadays,
going out there and putting themselves at risk constantly every season after season,
you're not
getting money. Like, sure, yeah, I remember always catching the argument of, well, you're getting scholarship money to be here. Not all of them are on scholarship. Some of them are out actually working other jobs to pay to be there.
I was a walk-on. And this is
like I said, what about the walk-on?
And this is coming from a guy who had that same argument of like, before college, I was in that boat of like, oh, well, you're getting a scholarship. Man, I did it as a walk-on. I would have gladly appreciated just getting $20.
You know what I'm saying? Like
just $20.
What about the walk-ons? What about people who have partial scholarships?
Right.
What about the guys that are out there that don't like, that are promised scholarships, but the scholarship money ain't there?
Oh, that happens so many times. Like you're promised a scholarship, and all of a sudden, oh, we ran out of our last scholarship, or oh, they took it and gave it to a different sport. So now that player doesn't have that scholarship. And it's like, yo, I come from a poor family. I don't have the money to stay here.
So yes, I understand that the situation looks like pay to play, but however, when money's funny, and now I can get paid to do what I already do at this level, and now I don't have to be feeling like I'm being worked to death to get to the level where I should get paid. Like, no, like if you're out here making billions and billions and billions of dollars just on this one sport, it'd have been different had, let's say, the scholarship money you paid out and the revenue you brought in just balanced out and you didn't get any surplus. You get surpluses. You get plenty of surpluses. That's where this comes in at. With the surplus that you got on top of the scholarship you gave, because of them is why you have the surplus. Yeah. Because they're out here entertaining all these fans every Saturday. That's the reason why you have a surplus. Or with basketball going out here every Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, depending on Wednesday night.
All the college sports that give you that surplus in money every year, so that way you can do these upgrades, buy these uniforms, bring these new kids in, do this and do that. Nah, they deserve a piece of that because you wouldn't have it without them participating. So I get where you're coming from, but times have changed, bro.
And I'll end with this, bro. I'll end with this because this young man said it best. Alabama, I want to say, came from, I think it was Derrick Henry. I want to say it was Henry. Might have been Henry or it was somebody else recently. Said when they were, the work they put in at Bama was a whole lot harder than the workouts and the work they put in the pros. So you mean to tell me because he was saying like film sessions were more intense, the practices were more intense. He had less time, right? Mm-hmm. Got to the pros. Hey man, this is actually easy. This is easy peasy. Like I got a lot of time. Like I do my workouts. I'm pushing. Like everything I can do here, man, this is a cakewalk. So
Once I'm done with practices and workouts, I got all day to do whatever I want.
So you mean to tell me we shouldn't pay the college athlete that's doing practice, workouts, treatment, and classes for this school, but the professional who only does workout, treatment, and film, because college has film too.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing: if you like a college freshman, sophomore, whatever the case may be, or you go to a real strict program like I'm sure Saban ran, you got curfew. Probably like at least the freshmen, at least because I know the freshmen do. Like the freshmen definitely. So you're expecting them to do everything that they're supposed to do as a grown adult in the pros, but not get paid for what they do. And the only
Right.
thing you say,
So
and the only thing you say is like, well, you got that little piece of paper at the end.
okay.
It's like,
No,
okay,
I
and
said, what's that little piece of paper doing for me?
let's be honest. A lot of us, because of the current working market, a lot of us don't even utilize the piece of paper, the work field that we got that piece of paper in.
Right. That little piece of paper ain't doing a whole lot for a lot of folks. So come on now. Come
Man,
on, bro. Times have changed.
times are changing. I get you may not like it, but it's okay.
Times have changed.
But somebody says Dabo ain't gonna. Somebody says Bill ain't gonna do it. Somebody says Bill. He doesn't believe in Bill Belichick, and he's a UNC alumni. Oh, hey yo, Josh, they gonna
It's like
kill you.
UNC. So it looks like UNC alumni and college football analyst Josh Pate spoke on UNC's chances in the Belichick era. Said he goes and quote, is Belichick going to win more? Is he going to win on a level it takes to make the playoffs, compete with Clemson, compete with the ACC championship, compete to win the ACC championship? Well, no, I don't think he is. I don't think this is going to be a great big success. For all the people talking about how much Belichick is about to teach college football, if I'm of the opinion college football may be about to teach Belichick a lot more than he's going to teach college football. And I don't fully disagree with the part of college football is going to be teaching Belichick something. Because like I said, this is new ground for Belichick. He's never been in this space. But so far, at least when it's come down to recruiting wise, and from like I said, and once again, like we talked about last week, how the players have started to rally around him when it comes down to actually like teaching the game. I don't
Hey,
think he's going to have that big of a problem.
He can get them to buy in. He definitely can get them to buy in. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have that big of a problem. Now, is Dabo's going to be a problem? Sure. Are some of these other tougher coaches that are in this division by itself going to be a problem? Sure. Is TCU going to be a problem? Yes.
TCU.
Week 1?
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Because
you were because you were listing off all ACC. So then when you threw TCU in there, I was like, wait, TCU? What?
Yeah, no, because and like I said, I don't disagree that this is going to be a wake up call for him in certain ways. Because like I said, this is a new landscape for you. You're used to playing with professionals. You're used to playing this game at a different speed. You're used to a different kind of mind state and a different kind of awareness coming into this game as well. You're dealing with guys that aren't seasoned like you're used to. You're not used to people just automatically picking up on stuff the same way that you're used to. This is new flavors. You're working with a whole new kid. You're working with a whole new spice rack now. You don't know exactly what you got up there, but you're gonna make it work.
You were in a different kitchen.
Yeah, it's like you're in a whole different kitchen, new spice rack.
Man, listen.
Same recipe.
I think it's crazy. I think it's wild. I do get what he's saying when he's like, I'm of the opinion football may be about to teach Bill a lot more than he's going to teach college football. I ain't gonna say a lot more, like you. He'll teach something, but to say Bill can't compete and win an ACC title, I have learned not to bet against Bill Belichick more times than not.
Now, and Josh goes on to say, because I went back and looked to make
Yeah.
sure there wasn't anything else. He goes on to say, because you may think, well, dude, if you've mastered the pro game for all these years, if you and I believe this, if you are good enough where you could be a position coach in any room in the organization, then certainly college football should be a great big challenge for you. Well, from a strict coaching game perspective, it won't be guys really good. That is not the name of the game in college football. The name of the game is getting players in college football, and I don't think they're going to do that enough to be able to compete and win. Name of the game is getting players. Bro, like, what are you talking? Like, what are you saying? Who wrote this article?
Wait. He's saying getting players in. He's saying Bill's not going to be able to get players.
So the name of game is getting players in college football. It's like no, like he's gonna get players. He's been getting players.
Bro, here's my thing.
Now
Bill
there's some
Belichick
players that left.
himself is pulling kid. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Let me rephrase that statement. Hold up.
NANI?
Sorry,
We're
Bill.
tired. That's what.
Sorry, Bill. Hold
We
up.
need a nap. That's all.
Bill
We need
Bill Belichick is recruiting players just because he's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's name alone holds weight, dog. Unless you are a Kirby Smart, a Dabo Sweeney, Ryan Day, and like those are the top 3 names in college football coaching right now. Those are the top 3. Now Bill Belichick, like Bill Belichick, name wise alone, those are the only 3 names that can go head to head with Bill Belichick in terms of recruiting. Off a name alone, because I can't tell you who the Texas head coach is. I forgot the Michigan new head coach. Oh, is it Steve Sarkisian? I couldn't remember if he was an OC somewhere. Okay, I'm sorry, Steve. I do know your name.
He's been head coach of Texas for I think the last 3 seasons.
Okay, well, even though I hate Texas, Steve Sarkisian, great offensive coordinator while he was there at Bama. I gotta recognize the game. So Steve Sarkisian, that's another name.
Biggest names right now is you got Lincoln Riley, Steve Sarkisian, whoever the name of the head coach at Ohio State is right now. I forget his name.
Ryan Day. That's the one name. Kirby Smart.
Bill Belichick about Kirby Smart, and then dude from Oregon.
It ain't Chip Kelly.
Not Chip Kelly. I can't remember the name of the head coach at Oregon right now is either, but the head coach at Oregon too. I like those are some of the biggest names in
the fact that you said the head coach at Oregon proves our point that he might not be as known as he is.
He is, but I just don't. Listen. I'm terrible at names. Like it is because he's Dan Lanning. There we go.
Yeah.
Dan Lanning is his name. So when it comes down to that, like those names alone are going to attract players to your programs. It's that. Like, what are you talking about? Then, and to me right now, this is the same kind of criticism he's been getting for a while. Is that especially when he first got in, people were wondering, okay, how good is he actually going to be in college football? He's never done it before. He never had the inkling of wanting to do it, but now he does. And what is that going to show come season opener? So I think at the end of the day, with the players that he's pulling in and the way that the team that he currently has is buying into the program and buying into his coaching style, I think they'll be just fine. Now, once again, do I think he's beating Dabo Sweeney first year? Probably not.
Nah.
If he does, wonderful, fantastic. Yeah. If he ends up beating the likes of Clemson and Miami and Florida State in the first couple of seasons, wonderful. Love to see it. That means it's trending in the right direction. That means the investment is worth it. But right now, they're all question marks. So you just have to see what happens.
For sure. And then moving on next, real quick, and speaking of Bill, so, and him and I talked about this, but ESPN recently dropped their all-quarter century team. So basically, the best NFL team in the first 25 years of this century. And UNC made the list. UNC made the list as for head coach, our current head coach, Bill Belichick was named the head coach. I mean, that was obvious. That was the obvious pick. I don't see
That was pretty
why anybody.
obvious.
That was pretty obvious.
That's
If
what
you tried to say anybody else, if you tried to say anybody else, you were just.
You might have gotten away. You might have gotten away with Andy Reid. Might have, but there was that. That's the only other option I could possibly have thought of.
I'm like,
if you gonna pick anything, like
maybe.
I said, if anybody was gonna pick somebody,
I give you one name. I give you one name. You could probably argue it just to be funny. Tom Coughlin.
So Andy Reid was the only name I could think.
And the reason being is because the reason being Tom Coughlin beat Bill twice as a wild card in the Super Bowl. One of those times they were undefeated. And the other,
I get it.
And the other UNC connection that made this list was Julius Peppers was named as one of the defensive ends. Big Julius. Big Julius making the list. I was so happy to hear about that, man. He definitely deserved to be there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%.
He definitely deserved to be there. So, all-century team, Bill, Julius, you made us proud. Glad we could represent.
Bill.
I wish I had that soundbite.
Moving on. Travis Burgess shines at the Elite 11 in LA. Ends up 7th overall.
He ended up 7th overall?
At least that's what I saw from Rivals. Rivals had him listed as 7th.
Because I don't know at the start. I know – go on it, because I know where he started based off the Elite 11 rankings from their Twitter. Nah, the day 3 one, it's kind of just up in the air. I ain't even going to lie to you.
So, yeah, like with the Rivals, I wasn't sure. Because like I said, they starting off day 1 as the 11th out of 11 to finishing not last.
Here's the thing. So it was like, they had 20 kids go, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had the top 20 quarterbacks. Day 1, they listed their top 11. So he technically didn't finish last, but he was the bottom of the top cream of the crop. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was the bottom of the top cream of the crop at the end of 11. Day 2, Mans made a huge jump because he had a phenomenal day. And apparently during the drills, he went 18 of 20 on his passes and was the number 2 performer of the day on 3. And I'm like, 18 of 20 is crazy.
18 to 20 is crazy.
And then on day 3, in the final drills, he went 13 to 21 for 3 TDs and had 1 sack. So overall, he finished around 5th to 7th. He did not get Elite 11 MVP. That went to Diabell, I want to say. And
that's what Diabell.
But overall, I'm so happy for Travis. I'm happy that he showed out, bro. Like, Travis, hey. Big ups to you, my boy. Glad you showed out. Glad you had a phenomenal day. Glad you were able to just do your thing, man. As a young athlete, just going out there, getting this opportunity just to do your thing and ball out the way that you do. It's a blessing. Have fun with it. Continue to enjoy the journey. And Bill is looking like a genius more and more with this recruiting class. I don't know what you're looking at, but you look like you are disturbed.
It's all the regionals. Don't want the regionals.
But do the regionals want you?
No.
He said no.
No.
It's like, why not?
Oh, well, I'll look for it later. No big deal.
No. But yeah. And then got the weekly offer sheet, man. Apparently a lot of people came out of here. A lot of it was class of 2027 and a few from the class of 2028.
Class of 2027, you got Jabarius Barr, edge rusher, 6'2", 200 pounds, 4-star. I said verbal commit to Alabama as of
last year.
As of last July.
So the fact that So the fact that they are potentially could be pulling him, if they could pull him from Bama, oh wow.
That's gonna be nice. You got Grant Haviland, tight end, 6'5", 215, 4-star. You got Joseph Buchanan, the third. Defensive
Yep.
end, 6'4", 230 pounds, 4-star. Waylon Wooten, defensive tackle, 6'2", 300 pounds, not ranked. Or no stars.
Nope.
Ethan Hauser, athlete, 6'3", 193. No stars. Jabois Smith, edge rusher, 6'3", 210 pounds, 4-star. Julian Elzey, safety, 6'1", 190 pounds, 3-star. Jameer Cantrell, athlete, 5'10", 175, not starred yet. Isaac McNeil, linebacker, 6'2", 205, also no stars. Got your class of 2028 with George Parker, starting off with George Parkinson, the fourth edge rusher at a 6'4", 220. And you got R.J. Cruz, the third, defensive tackle, 6'3", 270. Logan Brown, offensive lineman, 6'2", 285.
Yes, sir. Those are our weekly offer sheets. Shout out to all of them, man.
All of them good. That's another sizable group of people.
Bro.
It's a large group.
And the thing about it is, it's like 2027, those are the juniors. And then 2028 is the sophomores. I'm like, oh God, bro. Like
crazy.
Like y'all wow.
I don't know what's in the water, bro. It's in the water.
I don't know. I wish I'd had that water when I was younger.
And speaking of recruits, we got some new commits and one potential.
Hey! So the first one that comes up, and I know I misspelled his name there, but I'm going to do it right now. There it is. Aiden Woods. He is a tight end at 6'5", 255 pounds, 3-star from Abingdon, Virginia. And he is the 35th ranked player in Virginia. He is the 81st tight end in the country and the 1,563rd player in the country who had offers from Syracuse, Wake, West Virginia, Central Michigan, Coastal Carolina, Cornell, Liberty, and a few others. And guys, just like last week, we got a little film session we can watch. We got a little film we can watch. I think my co-host, he loves film session.
Lego.
He loves the film sessions.
Lego.
Ooh-doo-doo. Watch this ad. Watch it gonna be an ad. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, yo!
How you keep balling with that? He stood no chance.
Hey,
got him again.
Yo, I feel bad for these DNs who got to go up against them. Oh Lord!
Nobody in there stood a chance. Why are you so big?
What happened? I missed him.
Oh, he was right in the middle. Nobody touched him. He came. He was in there, none touched. Nobody saw him. Nobody got.
Oh, he's just right in the middle there. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I did not. I was looking at the end spot.
Like he looks like a grown man amongst a bunch of kids.
He really does. Uh-oh. Hey, great seal though.
Hey, that guy stood a better chance than the last guy did.
Low-key might be holding, but
not the end.
Not y'all got him at D. What league are you playing in, bro? Because
this high school ball.
I know, bro. What? Like, I know Virginia better than this, bro. Like, what school is this?
Oh no, he got caught up pretty good.
Have you noticed most of his highlights so far are against this one team?
No, this is a different team.
Bro, this has been the same gold and blue team all day.
Oh, it was blue on blue earlier.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh. But we had a lot of highlights from this team, this gold and blue team.
He almost had it.
Go get him. Oh.
Like you can definitely tell he works better as an offensive player.
He does defense because of his size.
Yeah, he's better. I'll say, but they'll try you anywhere.
Not they got you. Oh, what is this, bruh? I thought he was about.
He's the short distance tight end.
I thought he was about to take off, bruh. Hey, great drive.
The get off was great. The jump off the line was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Because he stayed low.
Great seal. Great push.
Good job. Good job to
Yup.
create the steal too.
They got them Oregon helmets.
Sure enough.
Oh,
Okay, nice
hey.
job of getting there on the pool.
I like it.
And
Oh,
that's
that was
where
an easy gap.
could have drove 6 Mack trucks through that. And he got held.
I'm following him.
It's right here.
Took on 2 and it's still there.
He kind of lost that one a little bit, but he was able to seal up enough. Nah, I lost. Oh, no, there he is.
There we go. Let's see what happens here. I ain't gonna lie. The fact that he took on both and just won.
That was bad blocking on most of that line. They had no drive anywhere, all across the board. It was terrible.
Oh, okay. I would say he lost that one from an effort standpoint because he wasn't even trying.
They just so happened to run to him.
Oh, this is what I wanted to see. Show me what you got downfield, big dog.
Show him that you're a big target. Hard not to be.
He said hard not to be. Yeah. Oh, they run the
So
screen.
remember what I said about Kekwa a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
This is what Aiden is. Aiden is exactly what I said Kekwa was going to be. He's going to be a tight end move lineman by the end of his football career.
Mm.
But he's going to be using a lot of gadget stuff.
Bruh, what was that? I ain't gonna lie. Hey, that safety just made a business decision. It was like, yeah, I'm not going. I'm not attacking this man.
He said, nah, them feet moving too fast for me to do that.
All right.
Yeah, that was easy, simple.
All right, guys. Next person we have on the docket. We did. So next actual commit is Will Conroy. He is a 6'3", 285-pound lineman, 3-star out of Bradenton, Florida. Actually, he comes from the IMG school. So you know IMG High School? Yeah, IMG Academy. He is a 76 player in Florida, 49th old lineman in the country, and currently the 536 player in the country. Had offers being at IMG. You know, the man had a lot of offers. Oklahoma. He was actually originally committed to Oklahoma since December, but Bill just flipped him to decommit and commit to North Carolina. And then he had offers to Florida, Michigan, Arizona, Miami, Boston College, Michigan State, Ohio State, and a few others. Okay. And lastly, this potential commit.
We got Manoa Falpusa, 6'2", 310-pound, 3-star lineman out of Rancho Santa Margarita, California. 67th player in California, 89th D lineman nationally, and 1100 player nationally. So recently, the reason why he's potential is because he just recently narrowed down to his top 3 schools, and North Carolina is one of those 3 finalists between us, Arizona, and Colorado.
That's a wild ride, but I'll take it.
So we do have a little bit of film on him. It's no real game film, but we do have a little bit to look at when it comes down to it. So hold on one second. I better get off. Because like what we got is some film from a 5-on-5 Battle in the Trenches tournament he was recently in.
I didn't even know they had those.
Listen, that's what happens when you don't get showed nothing. They did that to me all the time. And of course, I get thrown with the ads. Now, the movement's real, though. I will say that. Because I did kind of I took a little bit of look at it. Look before it's all started.
Ooh. You only have 2 moves.
And the spin move was smooth. That's him over here, that left guard spot.
With that blonde patch.
Yep. Look at that.
Jesus. Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, it's a whole lineman camp. Ain't nothing but biggins out here.
And nothing but big boy. Oh, that spin move smooth.
Told you, man. He moves, but he moves well. I don't know why it's supposed to load now, but yeah. So there ain't a whole.
That's why.
There wasn't a whole lot to show. So like his kid said, there's nobody's in pads, nobody's really going 100%. But
Yeah,
ain't nobody trying to get hurt out here.
of course not. Because why? We don't want to get hurt, man. Oh, that was not what that. And then let me see something. Yep. All right. So follow this up, man. Gotta give love and gotta give a lot of love out to Will Shepard, or not Will Shepard, Will Hardy. I don't know who is Will Shepard. I've heard that name somewhere. Is it
New York? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Will Shepard was a wide receiver for the Giants.
I apologize, Will Hardy. I did not. I don't know where Shepard came from. I don't know why that came out, but Will Hardy came out recently in an interview and was asked. Basically, he had similar reasons with Jordan Shipp as to why he wanted to stay at UNC. Senior season, coming back, and in the interview, here's really what he had to say. Will's like, you know what? There are a lot of things Coach Belichick doesn't need to say personally to me that shows the success he's had. He's had the players he's coached in the NFL. So initially, seeing that was amazing. That's an easy sell to me. And then once I got to talk to him personally and meet some of the new coaches that he was going to bring in, it's pretty simple for me to stay here. I just recently graduated from here. So there's a power in staying one place and being loyal to one place. I wanted to represent that Carolina blue for my whole career. And for those of y'all who think these kids aren't loyal, Will and Jordan are showing y'all that loyalty still exists in college football.
There's some
like loyalty is still here,
for
bro.
whatever reason. Now there's some that want it for money for whatever reason they got. Because some of them is like, listen, I got bad family situation, and money is what we need, and this is an easy way to do it. So I mean, you never know.
But I think that's really cool that he did that. And lastly, you got jersey number reveal dates, man. Jersey number reveal dates. And so here are the dates for y'all. If you're looking forward to seeing new jerseys and new players, what jersey numbers they will be rocking. According to the Tar Heel official Twitter page.
Offensive linemen. Basically all the linemen revealed their jerseys in 2 days.
In 2 days.
And Friday, the running backs and linebackers to get them. Then you got on Monday your honored numbers. Then receivers and defensive backs on July 1st. Tight ends and another set of defensive backs on the 2nd. Quarterbacks and specialists, aka punters and kickers, on the 3rd.
I think it's kind of funny. Which group are you actually looking forward to the most?
Running backs and linebackers.
Of course.
And I'm also looking forward to whatever the tight ends and defensive backs too is.
I'm looking forward to wide receivers and DBs one. Yeah, and then offensive line and defensive line.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to see what the big boys got going on, man.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to see what numbers some of these newer quarterbacks are going to choose to. So we'll see.
You think Max Johnson sticks with 14?
I think Max Johnson sticks with 14.
Hey, watch it.
Gino, you think Gio's going to stick with 7?
Who had 7? Yeah, he was 7. I'm wondering who had 7 last year.
He was 7 at South Alabama.
I know he was 7 at South Alabama. I'm wondering if anybody was 7 at whatchamacallit at North Carolina last year. Yup.
Find out over the next few days.
But yeah, man, that's what we got there. So with all that being said, we have no birthdays this week because Daniel King's birthday was yesterday, so we are good to go there. And it is now time for our favorite segment, the Tar Heel Takeaway of the Week. I went last week first, so it is your turn this week, my boy. Now, that's just disrespectful.
That wasn't on purpose. Tar Heel takeaway of the week. Have regular bedtimes. Go to sleep on time. Wake up on time. Like a friend of ours said, consistency.
You know I gotta clip that and tag her, right?
Consistency. But make sure, like, no, seriously, get the rest that you need. Don't overdo yourself. Don't stretch yourself too thin, because once you do, things start kind of going downhill a little bit. And once you start going downhill a little bit, you get frustrated. And when you get frustrated, you get mad. And then when you get mad, things just ain't fun no more. So make sure you have a routine. Make sure you keep yourself to a schedule on some things. Not everything has to be that tight, but things to keep yourself healthy. Kind of stay on top of that as best you can. That's all I got.
All right.
Short and sweet.
It's my turn, ain't it? All right, y'all. My Tar Heel takeaway of the week. Guys, we're in the dog days of summer. We're in the dog days of summer now. We still do got WNBA basketball going on and baseball going on, but I know a lot of you unfortunately don't watch that. So right now, we're in a boring part of the year. OTAs in the NFL don't start till next month. Flipping college football and NFL seasons don't start till August, September. Basketball don't kick back up again until October. Even the NHL season is over. You know what that means? Go outside. Touch some grass. I know it's hot, but get outside. Get out and play an hour a day and actually get off the game and actually run the ones on an actual basketball court. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm nice on FIFA. I'm nice in 2K. Nah, get out there and actually play 1v1. Actually play the sport. Basically, enjoy your summer, man. Enjoy your summer. Get outside. Have fun. That's all I got. All right, guys, but that is it for today's episode of North Carolina Tar Heels Podcast. Again, we are your host. One, the captain of the Hooligan Express himself. I am Tornado McCray. Ricebox, you know what to do. Tell the people your story. Tell the people your life.
Remember, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we here. We'll make it clear.
Having
It's
a
North
grand
Carolina.
old time.
Coming to your ears. See y'all next time. Y'all stay safe out there. And remember, it's hot. Drink water.
Please.
Not soda. Drink water.
Mm-mm-mm.
Deuces.
Later.